Missouri is known as the Show Me State, with long stretches of farmland and a rich history of cultural traditions. It's a place you can raise a family, earn a good wage, and live the American dream. A strong union contract is something to be proud of. It gives a sense of security to the working class, sends our children to college, and affords us a comfortable retirement. But earlier this year, these rights came under attack when Missouri became the 28th right-to-work state. The name is misleading. Right to work is anything but that. It literally takes away the ability for workers to collectively bargain. There's nothing right about it.
It was a very hard day. I've been a union member with various organizations for, I think it's been 21 years now. I come from a family, union members throughout it. My mother's a union member, both grandfathers, uncle, sister, brother. I can go down the list, and it was rough. I kind of saw things trending in Missouri, but I didn't think that it'd really get to this point, and it got there. So it was a very hard day. I think it was a blow to workers, you know. It's almost like somebody pulled out a knife, a sword or something, and just, you know, got you in the back.
Right to work will allow workers to opt out of paying union dues, even if their workplace is represented by one, which means that collective voice that can do so much for so many will no longer be heard.
Right to work, it makes it illegal to negotiate a union security clause. And a union security clause simply says that the employees have chosen a representative to negotiate on their behalf, to represent them for all economic instances within that contract, but that you have to represent all people, whether they pay dues or not.
It would allow someone to reap the same benefits that you do as a dues-paying member, get the representation from the union, just like you do, but not pay into that system. So it's almost like someone living on your block, not paying taxes, but driving on the roads, reaping the benefit of the protection of the government, but not paying anything in that system for it. It's unfair.
This creates a freeloader system that can end up weakening unions and leading to more than just lower wages.
When you have someone who freeloads for so long, or you have a system where you have someone that does not pay into this system, over time, that system gets destroyed. So the benefits that you have now, this health care, higher wage, a seniority system at your job, a grievance system so you just can't be fired for any reason without some sort of process, then goes the way, and then the company wins. Worker loses, company wins.
This sort of legislation does nothing but pit workers against each other.
We've spent the last 5 years educating not only our members, but the public about the effects of right to work, how everything from lower wages to higher infant mortality rates in right to work states, higher on-the-job injuries, way higher on-the-job mortality rates. It's just, the effects are so widespread. It's not just about wages. It's about the quality of life for the middle class.
Supporters say this law will bring business and create jobs. But studies show that wages in these so-called right-to-work states are lower for both union and non-union workers.
People in right-to-work states make 3.1% less. And 3.1%, it's hard to know exactly what that means, but for the typical worker, for the typical full-time, full-year worker, that translates into roughly $1,500 less a year. So you can imagine what that means to a family who's sort of paycheck to paycheck. That's a real thing. That could be the difference between being able to take a vacation or not, making sure you can fill up your car with gas or not throughout the year. Those are real impacts for real people.
The law is scheduled to take effect on August 28th of 2017. Existing contracts are protected by a grandfather clause, allowing them to be carried out until they expire. Meanwhile, the Missouri AFL-CIO has filed a referendum petition.
We have to get an amount equal to 5% of the total number of votes cast in the 2016 general election. So it comes to about 140,000 signatures, but it's from all over the state. The requirement is they have to be registered voters. So our first step is make sure all of our members, their friends, their families, and anybody who cares about right to work is a registered voter. The second thing is we start circulating petitions.
There was a dream sold that employers are going to rush into the state of Missouri because we are now right to work, and that's untrue. You can ask Oklahoma about that because it never happened to Oklahoma when they went right to work. So it'll be a lot of education. Hopefully we can get this ballot initiative going and change the minds, because I don't think that the legislators that are supporting this right to work for less are actually being the voice of their constituents at home.
With support from legislators like Smith, labor is optimistic they can prevail. If enough signatures are collected, the law will be put on hold and voters will have the chance to make their voices heard in November 2018.
We're going to get this done. We're going to get those signatures collected. We're going to get them turned in on time. We have until August 28th to get them turned in, and we're going to get that done. But we're going to continue to collect signatures just to show this government that they really are not speaking on behalf of what the people in Missouri want. They're speaking on behalf of their fat cat donors who put them in office.
For the Machinist News Network, I'm Valana Cochran.